What's up guys, Harrison here with a follow-up video to our previous Ghost in the Shell vid, and today we're going to be asking the question, should you be excited for Ghost in the Shell, live action, 2017? Well, short answer, no. Long answer, no. But don't worry, we'll get into that. But first, let's go into some reasons to not be excited for Ghost in the Shell, live action 2017. Number 1, because it's racist. No! Now, even though the initial fear has mostly died down, with the increasing trend of live action anime adaptations such as Netflix's upcoming Death Note adaptation or the upcoming Sword Art Online TV adaptation, you can bet your ass this issue is gonna come up again, so fuck it! I might as well throw my hat into the ring right now, cause God knows nothing bad ever happens when you put your opinion on the internet. Anyways, judging by the initial internet reaction, it wouldn't be remiss to think that Ghost in the Shell is perhaps the most racist film since D.W. Griffith's The Birth of a Nation. But it's not, and let me tell you why. Okay, so the basic idea is that the Major is Japanese, Scarlet is white, therefore, casting Scarlet in the role of the Major is racist. But let's examine why this actually occurred. The fact of the matter is that the list of actual A-list celebrities who get movies made has grown a lot smaller over the years. Nowadays, you can probably count the number of A-list celebrities on 2 hands, maybe 3, and of those, only about a third are women, and none of them are Asian. And what's the reason? Market forces, and that's the key. Keep that in mind, we'll come back to it in a bit. Now, that's not to say that there have never been any A-list Asian celebrities because America's a totally racist country or something. Remember these guys? It's just that they fell out of vogue. But let's say for the sake of argument that it was actually racism that prevented an Asian from taking that role. Let's look at the alternative, shall we? 5 Asian actresses that could have played Major Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell on the Hype Geek. Okay, so we got Rinko Kikuchi, who's Japanese, Jamie Chung, who's, Korean, Rila Fukushima, who's Japanese, Bai Duna, who's also Korean, and Maggie Q, who's Irish, Polish, Vietnamese. Okay, so, but wait a minute, I thought this was about race and racism. So, out of a list of 5 actresses that you suggest, only 2 are actually Japanese, the ostensible nationality of the Major, and one of them is even half white? Now, am I saying that race matters? Well, no. He's saying that race matters, along with anyone who thinks like him. I'm just saying that if race really does matter, then at least stay consistent with that, because the fact of the matter is that race either matters, or that all Asians are the same, and I'm not sure which message here is actually more insulting, because the term Asian American is so nebulous as to be near useless. It just means that my ancestry could have come anywhere from this enormous arbitrary geographical region on the planet. Now, as it happens, I am Asian American, specifically Cambodian American, meaning that my parents came from this little speck on the map, here, not here, here, or here, because they're all entirely different countries. And to say that, Asians is close enough, or to even maybe imply that all Asians are the same is pretty insulting. Now, let's look at this article here. 6 Japanese actresses who could and should, you always gotta put the should, replace Scarlett Johansson in Ghost in the Shell. You got Rinko Kikuchi, again, Chiaki Kuriyama, Karen Fukuhara, again, Tao Okamoto, Kiki Sukazani, and Kimiko Glenn. Now, if you notice, there's one very important thing that they have in common besides being Japanese, a lack of mass market appeal, and that's the key point. The fact of the matter is that Scarlett Johansson is an A-lister and they are not, and that's the real point of contention here. Judging by the production values of the movie and how enormous their marketing campaign is, Paramount is putting at least $100 million into this project, easy, and that's $100 million that they stand to lose if this flops. That's why it was imperative for them to get a big name actress like Scarlett Johansson as a lead. In fact, I'm fairly confident that the project was only approved because they got Scarlett Johansson as a lead. I'm pretty certain that there isn't a secret boardroom somewhere in Hollywood conspiring to keep Asians out of the acting business, because the only race that they actually care about is the race to the box office, and the only color they care about is the color green. Now, does it suck that there are no actual Japanese American A-list actresses who can take her place? Well, yeah, actually it kinda does. In a perfect world, a studio would go out of the way to recruit some unknown Japanese actress in the name of artistic integrity, but it isn't a perfect world. The only studio who can actually do that is Disney, and that's because they're Disney. That's why they went out of their way to find a brand new Hawaiian voice actress for Moana, and why they're sprucing up the diversity for Star Wars. And that's not to say that Ghost in the Shell itself won't be diverse. Everybody focuses on Scarlett Johansson as the Major, but nobody mentions B. Takashi as Kono Uramaki, or Chinese actor Chin Han as Togasa, or Zimbabwean actor Tawanda Manyumo as Borma, or Fijian actor playing Ishikawa. In fact, judging by how diverse this movie actually is, it's surprising that people aren't lauding it for its diversity as well. So, in short, does the situation kinda suck? Well, yeah. Is it racist? Well, no. Hanlon's razor is an expression that goes, never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. I'm gonna tweak it slightly for our situation and say, never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by greed. Now, reason number 2 to not be excited for Ghost in the Shell live action 2017, because it's a live action anime adaptation. Well, okay, maybe you got a point there. Anime adaptations are like video game adaptations. Neither have a really good reputation, and for pretty good reason, but there are some indications that this might at least be okay. Reason number 1, Weta Studios. Now, if you're not familiar with the name, I'm fairly certain you're at least familiar with the work. What have they worked on? Well, Weta Studios is a design studio. Basically, they design art, props, armor, weapons, creatures, you name it. You've probably seen their work on movies like Lord of the Rings, The Last Samurai, Avatar, Halo, Forward Unto Dawn, King Kong, District 9, Elysium, Chappie, The Expanse, Mad Max Fury Road, and Krampus. With 5 Oscars and 4 BAFTAs for their work, they're basically the best in the business, bar none. And with them, I'm confident that this movie is gonna at least look good. Now, if it's gonna look good, how about sound? Well, the music is being composed by Clint Mansell, who's worked on things like Requiem for a Dream and Mass Effect 3, along with using the score composed by Kenji Kawai for the original animated film. So I'm fairly certain that this movie is going to sound pretty awesome as well. Now, with that being said, I do have concerns on my own as well. Namely, that they'll reduce Ghost in the Shell, one of the greatest works of science fiction ever, to dumb action schlock, which is a very real possibility in a big budget Hollywood adaptation. So, back to the question at the beginning. Should you be excited for Ghost in the Shell live action 2017? Well, as I said earlier, no. And that's mostly because even if the movie does look good, even if the movie sounds good, there's still unlimited potential for them to colossally fuck it up in the ways that it matters most, namely the themes and the plot, reducing Ghost in the Shell from great science fiction to, as I said earlier, dumb action schlock. Not to mention the fact that any hype for anything, as we've seen with No Man's Sky among other overhyped products, only leads to disappointment in the end. When a movie comes out, I'm gonna watch it. If it's good, I'll like it. If it's not, oh well. Either way, I'm not really keeping my hopes up. I'm remaining cautiously optimistic and possibly hopeful, and I think that's a good position to hold on anything that's coming out. Anyway guys, what are your thoughts on the video? Are you excited for this movie? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is Harrison. Make sure to stay a man and watch that goddamn anime!